pull up my notes.
You have notes?
I have a page ready for you guys.
For us, notes?
Yeah.
For you fucking queers, yes, I have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it just say gay on your notes?
You know,
Randy uses notes. We have notes in art. Like
what time things happen. That's what. And
it's funny. No, and it's funny. The notes we have, I'll just look at the page and I'll be like, "This is the most retarded," but it's awesome. But it's awesome every time.
You ever do like a show and there's like you don't talk about anything you write down?
Oh yeah,
that's almost every time. That's almost every time. Like,
usually we get to like a third of the notes, and then we'll just keep like it's like a pool of it's just a constant harvesting, it's like right now there is one that just says thinking about becoming a fake Mormon YouTube influencer purely for making money. All of them are loaded. Just says that in our notes.
I love that.
Yeah. We've never said it.
We could talk about that
just like fake marry a bunch of broads.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, I think I swear to God, like the average Mormon YouTuber, they're like, hey, we rented out this boat on the lake for $40,000 a night, and we invited all our friends, and they'll just like vlog it, and it's crazy. I'm like, I'll do that. I'll fake being
You could get away with it. I mean, you couldn't fake like Islam or Jews are easy to but fake. You know what? Speaking of notes, what my notes say? They say that we're here on the Pollute Your Soul podcast. We're here to pollute your soul with the truth, with a good time, and with love for yourself and the universe. We're here with the Rare Candy podcast crew. Thank you for they're multi-talented, podcasters. They do hella different shit over there. Thank you for coming on the show. I greatly appreciate it. Glenn and Sai, thank you.
Our pleasure. Yeah. Of course.
So I loved your Sopranos episode, so I decided to wear a Sopranos shirt. I'm gonna show you.
Dude.
Okay.
Look at this.
It's beautiful. Those guys remain friends till the end, of course, obviously, famously.
Yeah. I want to ask this straight up. I'm not saying you're some Sopranos, connoisseur, experts, but I just thought I'd ask you this. What's your favorite one-off character from that show? Because there's a hella characters that just pop up and are iconic and then just disappear.
So he's not a one-off, but I love Robert Patrick, the sporting goods store owner. That's an incredible plot line. I love one-off is tough. I like the black guy who pretends he's building affordable housing. That guy's really cool too. After his dad, I think it was his dad died, and then he's like, let's get this money, Tony. That guy's awesome. There's so many. I mean, that show, and I'm not the beauty of that is it's so intimidating. You go on the internet and everybody just knows everything about the Sopranos and they meme it constantly, but then you're able to watch it and just go none of that shit matters, dude. It's all you just get completely consumed by it. I am the least Italian person of all time. I'm from California, and I'm just sucked into the world. I'm suits, tracksuits, gambling, all that stuff. Let's do it.
Yeah. And what about you?
He's never seen it.
Sopranos?
Yeah.
What are you talking? I watched all of them.
You watched The Godfather.
Are you calling him a liar?
Oh no, Sopranos. Oh yeah, Godfather. Yeah,
I am calling him a liar. Yes.
No, I was no. And actually, when I saw the shirt, I've seen maybe 5 episodes of The Sopranos. Yeah, I know. Glenn has been begging me to watch it for years, and I should. Yeah.
You look Italian. I don't know. Is that what's going on there? Or?
Yeah. No, I love Italian food. I'm German, if anything. Yeah, if that's
I'm German.
Austrian.
Too.
Yeah.
Don't ask where his family was in the late 30s.
Yeah, no, it's you don't want to know. Yeah,
I think
most of them are in Argentina.
Is that in your notes?
I have pictures of them in Argentina. Yeah.
What's the best Sopranos season?
They helped Hitler get to Agartha.
Yeah, he was in The Boys in Brazil. Is about his family.
Yeah, great movie. Yeah, I was consulted on that. No, my family. I don't know. Weirdly, I think everyone was over here in the States.
Yeah,
I think we have a
lame.
I think we have a dark enough family history of weird abuse echoing through space and time for compared to that we didn't need the added
more grassroots abuse.
Yeah, we're we run a solid program over here for sure. Yeah.
Didn't want
I
to
don't know.
go
Yeah.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Sopranos, I need to watch it. I don't know. I'm scared of the violence, you know. I just got constantly getting fed that.
That's
I'm not the
somebody,
biggest.
there's a film reviewer that just did a whole thing. He was talking about like his name is Rob Ager, and he did a
I know who that
video
is. Yeah.
recently on how
Robert
films
Eggers?
now he's a great filmmaker. Rob Ager. He's talking about how films now are like trying to intentionally traumatize people. Like sometimes like it's now like I don't know, like I love violence on screen. Sometimes it's fun, but I feel like with video games and everything, and I'm not trying to go for this huge argument or anything. We've become sort of desensitized to it, and movies just, especially horror movies. And one of the things I always have been seeing recently is like horror movies are just coming out, and a lot of them are great, but a lot of them are bad. And the bad ones get great reception because like if it's like slightly psychological horror and it's like A24, then it's like, and that's really violent. It's like, yo, it's the best movie.
I fall for that every time too, by the way. I pretend I don't, and I go, yeah, I liked it. 78% on my tomato meter every time. But but I also think that the maybe less on the A24 thing, but I think because it's not even like that those movies are violent. It's like that like NCIS tier shows are really violent. That's what scares me is like boomer shows will watch somebody's head get caved in on like CBS, and you're just like, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like that to me is where I'm like, they don't need to be watching that, and I know why they do it. It's because they want you to look up from your phone, and that's what gets you to look up from your phone.
Yeah. And for me, it's not any kind of moral thing. Like maybe there is an argument to be made. I'm not making it. I just have like a really, like I will pass out if I see something really crazy. Like if I haven't eaten enough food, or if the stars align, I will legit like faint on the couch. I'm not proud to say. I don't know what it is. Because sometimes it doesn't always. I don't know. Sometimes something just hits me in the wrong way, and I just get all of the shivers. But then there's other stuff like that movie, The Green Room, which is super violent, and I actually really like it. Have you guys?
I've never seen that movie. That's the one J. David Osborne in that movie, right?
Our friend is actually in that movie. That's insane. He's an extra. Yeah, it's Patrick. What's it? Patrick Stewart, or what's his name?
Yeah. Like isn't it like a neo-Nazi movie or something?
Right? Filmed in He filmed around Portland, Oregon. About like a punk band. It's like really like ANTIFA-y kind of. It's it's very, but it's actually a pretty sick movie. I like it a lot, but it's extreme. It's very violent. But for some reason, that one I'm like, this is sick, and I can watch this all day. Yeah.
You guys are like from the northwest area, right? Isn't that? I know one of yours has an Oakland Raiders in the background. So
we're both from. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're both from the Bay, but I live up here now in we both grew up in San Jose. I'm leaving soon. I'm going to Nevada, but that was my whole life was from the Bay Area and stuff. But the thing with the violence is interesting though, because like The Sopranos is violent, but it's cathartic. Because there's so much tension. It's earned. It's all earned, and I know that's kind of like a fake term a lot of times, but I do think you have to like earn violence a lot of times. And a lot of times you're just like, this guy's gotta go. This guy's gotta go. Like, I hate this guy, because that if that person, most of the time, now there's some definitely some plot points where you're like, oh shit, that guy shouldn't have died. This is gonna get bad. But you get some of these ones where you're just like, if they don't kill this guy, this is gonna be fucked. And to be honest, I mean, not to spoil it if Sai's actually gonna watch it, but there is one character in The Sopranos. If he got killed a lot earlier, that saves a lot of stuff, like, you know what I mean, from happening. Like, but there's a family element to it, so you don't always. So I just mean, like, he causes a lot of problems, and like the actual sheer violence of it isn't just like random, like caving someone's head in with like a fire extinguisher. It's violent, but I like the tragic element of violence rather than it's blunt force objects colliding against objects. Nature
like
is
Terrifier.
Yeah. Which I
like that movie, but like it's if that is done wrong, if the Terrifier style of filmmaking is done wrong, it is terrible. Like, it is actually terrible.
It's terrifying.
Like porn.
No, I agree with you, because Damien Leone is good. Like, he's smart. calculated, and he knew how to piss off, like, his own audience hates him because horror is just like, you know, like, because he's very misogynist, and you know, and like,
he doesn't put any themes into his. I mean, sometimes there is some stuff. I feel like in the third movie he tried to be slightly intelligent,
which I didn't care for. I didn't care for that third one at all.
Yeah, but like he doesn't care at all about like themes and anything. He's like, nah, this guy's fucking scary. Watch him kill people, bro.
Yeah, it's like Hellraiser with clowns, and it's cool, dude. It's like kind of like, that's what it reminds me of, like Hellraiser, but if it was centered more on like Pinhead, you know what I mean? And like, it just kind of reminds me of that, and I loved it. I mean, I love I think the second one is pretty awesome, like, where I was like, wow, this is really cool. I like the first one too. The third one, I thought they just tried to expand it a little too much, and then you could tell there was like 20 minutes missing, where like all of a sudden the guy's head's on top of a tree, and you're like,
I remember watching that, and I was like, what happened to this kid? Like, am I gonna have to get the extended cut? Like, I don't want to do that. I already came to the theater, like, like,
there were people laughing. That was my problem. There were people laughing in the theater, and that made me really mad. And there were kids with like Marvel shirts on that were like 13 years old, like eating, and they were laughing at Terrifier. And I understand there's elements of like, okay, there's art, he's silly, you know, like, but they're like laughing at the people get cut up, and I'm just like, I don't think that's the point.
That's drawn. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's up.
Like, but these are kids that do, like, that's the weird part about it, is like, it's like there's a weird like woke culture happens, but like violence is fine. Like, it's a very strange time.
And now, you know, this brings me to one of my topic. I hate to get political. I hate politics, fine. Even though I talk about it every episode I do. I love it. I don't care. I eat this shit up. So someone made a profound comment about One Battle After Another, because you know, it's a very like far left leaning movie, and I haven't seen this film, but I found this comment like extremely profound. So the comment said, someone could literally make an openly far left movie that says anyone center right, and far right should die, and any of those people that watch that movie that are all of that spectrum would watch it and be like, huh, I wonder what they're trying to say with this art. Interesting times, huh? And then do nothing, no response, anything about it, not get outraged. But if the right makes something, you know, against the left, you know, then it's complete outrage, right? So what do you think of that? Like, why does anyone on that side, you know, center to all the way right, why do they go easy on those who want them dead?
Well, for one, I think people on the right, and I people always get mad when I say this, but like, they're used to not being the loudest voice in the room, being given the benefit of the doubt, being you know, you got an Eagles thing in the background, like a 50-50 ball, like if it's a dual possession, it goes to the wide receiver, or if it's a 50-50 ball in political art, it always goes to the left. Right, like, so like the right kind of has to make concessions all the time, because it's just, I mean, you're talking about Hollywood, right? I mean, when was Hollywood ever right wing? So like, you have like, I mean, there's always people that want to tell you this movie's right wing, this movie's, it's like, we're talking about like literally the leftist like medium, you know, is that. I did see that movie. I have friends who think it's like completely the worst movie of all time. I don't know. I saw Sinners earlier this year, so that easily takes the cake. It was literally a Super Bowl Coke commercial of a movie. Like, it was just ridiculous. But I thought the movie was actually at least entertaining in like a dad-daughter kind of like dadcore film, and the mom is just some like retarded leftist that runs away from her family and stuff like that, and she gets let off the hook a little bit at the end morally, but I didn't view it as this like conduit for like, which I felt like that was kind of fake, because I knew that movie was dead on arrival in terms of profit at the box office, so it kind of felt like that was the intention, was like, let's inject that discourse in there. When my dad and I saw it, my dad is just like a Clinton Democrat, just like, he's not into like Antifa or anything like that. Like, he's just like a prince, you know, like old school Democrat.
Yeah,
just like, why don't we all just get along? You know, like, just one of those guys. And he watched it and he was like, yeah, this is fine. Like, he didn't view it as like this, like, hell yeah, you know, like get the Trump supporters, you know, get that kill Sean Penn. I mean, it's like this kind of I thought the movie was fine. It's based off of a book that I absolutely hated, Vineland by Thomas Pynchon, who I'm a massive fan.
It's a bad book.
I hated it. I'm going to cover it soon. I hated it. And I love his books. I've read his most arduous stuff. This is like one of his more accessible books. And I found it like watching paint dry. It's just completely milquetoast. But I thought that movie, yeah, you're right, though, in a sense, like part of liberalism is you can never actually understand the power that you have. And you can't, what I mean is the minute like libs like realize like we're in charge, they check out, and they can't check out. They need constant.
What do you mean by check out?
Well, like okay, I don't know. You're younger than us, right? Like you're probably what, like in your 20s?
I'm 22.
Okay, so you don't remember this time at all. So in the 90s, early 2000s, and I grew up with like, and Sai can tell me this about his mom. How often did your mom talk about politics when you were growing up?
Never.
Literally never. Like not
Yeah.
whatsoever. Because it just wasn't beamed constantly into their head.
Like 2016, I remember that
2016, BC and AD, dude. I'm telling you, it's a big shift of what
paradigm
happened.
shift.
That was the one, and 2020 was like 2016 was probably probably like the middle ground of it, and then 2020 was when it was like, now we've got you in your house, and we're going to show you what your enemies are doing on TV all day. Yeah. You know what I mean? And people say, oh, that's both sides. I saw one side completely change. I'm just going to say that much. And so what I'm getting at is that they will check out. Like if it just goes, like, let's say, I don't want this to happen. Let's say Gavin Newsom wins in 2028. Let's just say that happened. I would be terrified. I'd be terrified. But what CNN cannot do is go, we did it, guys. We did it. They can only do that for like one night. But then tomorrow they're going to go, MAGA is coming back. You cannot let your guard down. MAGA is coming back there. They're doing January 6th, which we know now is completely fake. Like it's literally
100. It was 175.
276. Like federal agents involved in this thing. Just completely fake. So what I mean is like that had to happen for libs to never let their guard down, because if they ever actually assume power, a lot of them will just chill out for the most part. And I'm not willing to give them that. And I don't think their media and their coalition benefits from that in any way. They constantly need to live as though they're in second place that temporarily assumed power for a quick second.
Yeah, I also think that just a lot of, I know in light of everything that's been happening, this might sound kind of ridiculous, but no one, the vast majority of these people, no one really thinks they actually are violent, you know? Yeah. And no one think, you know, and like your HR lady is like, yeah, we're gonna kill every. You're like, okay, you know, you're just kind of like whatever. And I know that like there are actually people dying now or whatever, so it is like people are like, oh, okay, maybe this is legit. I know it's like a big thing. Everyone's like, no, they actually want you dead. They want you dead, and like I kind of get that, but also it's like it's more like a rhetorical trick, I think, from these people. And so, and again, I don't. That's not defending them. I think that they're very. I think it's horrible, and they want to ruin your life for sure. But you know, none of these people own like a gun or anything. You know what I mean? They don't know like a lot of times it's just like women who want violence. We talked about this before. Who just want violence on behalf.
Very scary.
Yeah, and it's again, I'm not defending it, but it just seems kind of like, oh, that's cute or whatever. But I don't know. It's weird.
Cersei Lannister watching from the top tower, just like fighting happening below them. They love that shit.
Yeah. And I also, I don't know. I just think the other thing they just won't admit, like, you know, I've talked, you know, I living in Portland, you know, kind of people that are everyone, like we were talking about this, everyone knows someone. I'm like outside of the city just now, which is like, honestly, that's all you need to do is just go 30 minutes and
2 freeway exits, and it's like nice, beautiful Twin Peaks town.
Oh, I bet it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I have lived in this for all of COVID.
You lived on Hawthorne. You lived by Hawthorne Street, which is just like it's like 4chan made it up. Like
Hawthorne is how I knew COVID was fake, because like there was like there would be where I lived in this apartment building right above like Starbucks. Actually, Starbucks closed, but there'd be like bums singing every night, and then I'd be walking. It'd be just ghost town, deserted, and I'd be walking around, and there'd be like there'd be like homeless dudes being like, hey, you want like some weed or some Jack Daniels? I'm like, aren't you guys? I thought you guys are supposed to be dead. Like they're, you know, I was just, and we would laugh about it. We'd literally be like, aren't you? You know, I thought if you shared weed, you would die in COVID right now. And so I was like, that was kind of a funny thing. But yeah, everyone knows someone. Like everyone kind of knows like an Antifa type who for sure knows the actual street crowd. Like you know, there's always like 2 degrees of separation in Portland. You know, you know someone who knows someone, which is which is lame. And it's like, so they all know that this stuff's happening, but they pretend that none of it's bad or none of it's violent or whatever. And it's just kind of like this weird, you know, it's the classic like not happening, it's happening, but it's good, you know, kind of dichotomy that people talk about with that on that kind of side.
And not fearing any response. Like can you imagine if you turned the stove up all the way right to the top and then saw that the stove was like to the point of where it was going to like burst open, but you're like, I'm going to go touch that. And then it burns you and you go, I hate the stove. We need to get rid of stoves. You know what I mean? Like that's what they do every single time is they do these things where it's like, yeah, dude, if you block a protest on a bridge and some guy runs you over, like that didn't come into your mind as ever possible. Yeah. Like you know, like you think, you know, in your mind what you're doing is supposed to be revolutionary, but if a guy, and the only reason it's revolutionary is because people might not like it, right, in a way, and then the guy doesn't like it and just goes fuck that, and then just runs you over, and they go, yeah, what?
No, you know, it's like, and I'm not trying to be tongue in cheek or even too mean here, you know, whatever, but it is like when you watch toddlers play and you could see 10 seconds in advance, like that thing's gonna fall over. You're like, everyone's gonna be crying in 10 seconds, and then you see it and you're like, yep, there it is, and that's literally what it's like, you know. Honestly, and I'm not trying to on both sides, whoever all the counter protesters are, I'm like, you guys are out here. You know, nothing good can come. It's like the first thing, and I harken back to like what my dad would say. This wasn't even a thing when he was around, like the Antifa thing or whatever. You know, this is not. But he would always just be like, first rule is like, don't be in those situations. Like, do not be out on the street at night, and don't even allow that to be a possibility. And you will be amazed how amazing your life flows. But their whole thing is they have to, because it's like part of their thing, and you know, I don't know, it's weird, but yeah, I do think that in the last couple months something seems to have switched, and we do live in a slightly different reality, a little bit more turned up, you know, and
more people just feel safe of just saying like not meeting someone halfway who has no interest in meeting halfway. You know what I mean? Like where you're like, because I think that's the thing about the right is the right does a lot of compulsive compromising, like where it's like, okay, these guys will stop if we like meet them halfway. Well, okay, these people are told that like, I'm not even going to name a lot of issues. Name any lib issue that they would compromise on in any way. You can't. You can't name one thing. You can't. They can't.
Because of it, yeah, that's exactly right.
You can't say abortion. Abortion. Like you couldn't even say, okay, here this month. They're like,
maybe 8 months isn't good. Maybe even 4 months isn't.
Oh, I dare you to bring that up to someone extremely pro-choice. They won't. So like, you know, gender, all this stuff. They don't want to meet halfway at any of this stuff. They pretend that they do. They pretend that you said no to it like 3 months ago. Yeah, exactly. Like, so I mean, like with immigration, right? That's a huge topic. I ask people, our big thing we always say, what is your policy? If you hate what's going on, just tell me exactly what you feel, because there's people in their mind that's like a platitude. They say no human being is illegal.
They just grab Das Kapital or something.
Yeah. Is that something about Mary?
That is, yeah. But I'm a
classic. Dude. You should give him that instead. That's a way better fucking.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, just be like, here's my politics.
Yeah, I read theory.
Yeah. Here's my.
There's something about Maryism. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. Mary. Yeah. Carl Mary. Yeah, but there's just not one issue that they budge on. So it's like, they don't want to play the political game. They're taught that if you do that, then you've already lost. So it's kind of like anything that's happening to them. And I know there's a lot of people who say that they're principled and they'll watch and they'll go, oh man, is that what I want? That's what they decided could happen to them, is all of the stuff that you're seeing on your TV right now. That's viewed as fascism. That's all the stuff that like I'll even say like a classic thing is Roe versus Wade, right? I'm not even trying to turn this into an abortion debate. They could have codified that into law if they actually wanted it. They never did. They never did, because every election it can come up as a hot button topic. We're this close to losing it, guys. We're this close to losing it. Forced birth. You know what I mean? Women dying. And like if that was actually, you were actually trying to take care of your constituents, you would have codified that into law, but they don't. So it's just like this whole idea of that this faux principled thing that they do is completely fake. And anything that's happening to them right now, I'm just grabbing popcorn and chilling. Like I'm tired of like pretending I feel sad about it.
Yeah. So 8 Plates was a podcast by Darius Cheeky, and what happened there? Where you made him retire from podcasting?
I don't have
is this like an Eminem, MLK, ML Machine Gun Kelly thing?
Oh, MLK. Yeah. No. I. So here's what happened. This is just my version of it, and he's welcome to come back to podcasting and tell his version of it. But it sounds like I'll have final say of this. We did an episode on Entourage with Low Res, and seasons 1 through 4, and that's Darius's favorite show. I completely owned him in a debate because he said everyone in Entourage is horrible and like irredeemably horrible, and I said no, they're not. They're all cool, and I'd love to hang out with them. Obviously, I was correct. So and then he retired from podcasting after that. If you notice, 8 Plates archive is completely scrubbed. He didn't say any of this, but I think I won.
You won the debate. Damn.
I mean,
Damn.
Again, if right now you brought up something right now, and then I was like, we argued for like 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden the Rare Candy archive is deleted, you won.
Bodied. By the way, we got a
damn
rare treat.
I am kidding. I am kidding. There it is, the Rare Kitty.
You have a rare candy in your hand right there.
That's a beautiful cat.
This is the one that we normally don't see.
She
actually, ironically, this is the more common breed of cat. The one that makes herself available is the
Yeah, your other
exclusive.
One has like Joker scars on the face. The
Yeah,
other one's like, it's
I'm
crazy.
the Joker, baby.
Yeah. No, I do love Darius. I really enjoyed his film too. I watched it and everything. I
haven't seen his film. What is it? Is that any good?
I like it. There's gonna be people that don't because it's very arty. But I enjoyed it because I definitely understood what he was getting at. TS Cam, I'm talking about. But I like the guy, and I don't, it's just funny because I did laugh because all his 8 Plates stuff went out.
I love him so much. I love everything he's done. I love every episode he's been on.
He's hilarious. He's hysterical.
I love hanging out. I hung out with him a couple times. In New York, and his taste is awesome.
Yeah.
He's funny as shit too. Like he'll start talking about something and be like, I fucking hate stand-up comedy. Shit. Like he'll just bring up something.
Yes.
And he'll just go off.
You can't have a docket with him. You can't do notes because he's very postmodern. He's a very postmodern man. And he will just sabotage your thing, and he's very funny, and I've recorded with him many times. I think he thinks I'm really stupid, but that's okay because I didn't delete my podcast archive over losing an argument about Entourage. So just.
I remember I mentioned Beau Travail, and I was like, yeah, I really liked the movie. I hated it until the last scene because it was slow as shit. And he was like, yeah, that's slow cinema. You want to know nothing about that? And I was like, yo, fuck you.
Dude,
like,
he hates Brian De Palma. I'm like, dude, you hate Brian De Palma?
Come on, Blowout is oh my god.
You can't hate Brian De Palma, but he'll find a way. Like he's the guy.
He has some bullshit, but yeah, I like Brian De Palma,
Oh, he's wrong about everything. He's just really funny and talented.
No, I'm talking about Brian De Palma has bullshit.
He does have, but Darius has all bullshit. Darius takes are worse than Brian De Palma's film category. I would say that much. But yeah, Darius is, Brian De Palma does have some misses for sure, but mostly hits in my opinion. Like mostly
for real. Yeah, definitely, I'd agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a rare candy I saw on the internet. It's called Rhodesia. Have you seen this candy before?
No.
It's a Rhodesia bar. So would you want to bring Rhodesia back? Have you ever thought about that?
I mean, one thing we will do is find it and steal the logo. That's what we do with everything.
No, the country.
Oh, the country. Rhodesia back. Yeah. Isn't that like a big return thing? I don't know anything about geography, so I'm like every time I go on like right-wing Twitter or something, I'm like, I don't know I don't know what Balkans are. I don't know what any of that.
You don't know
is.
what the Balkans, isn't it just like a mountain range where everybody hates each other?
I guess we have those here though. I feel like like I'm just like we could just go to Appalachia.
Balkan
like,
breakfast.
What's the movie? What's the movie? The Rhodesia movie.
Blood Diamond.
Blood Diamond. Yeah.
Oh, Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
that's fire. That's a good movie though.
Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah, I do know what it is. Okay, got it. Perfect. That's right. 'Cause that's the one where he's like, "Don't we call it this now?" Yeah, that's right.
The right winger thing is basically it's used to be like a South Africa cool thing, and now it's not cool or something. You know, it's I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I feel once I start getting, I'm like, I don't want to really know the ins and outs. I don't want to know life to that detail personally. Like I feel like I'm a pretty smart dude, and I just don't. I don't know. That's where I check out.
You're not looking for a Ninth Crusade or 10th Crusade, whatever.
Nah,
you're not doing that.
No.
Why don't you want to join us, dude? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, Rhodesia.
Not really a team player, dude.
The name
Israel. Everybody's like Israel, Palestine. There's a third option.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The name is cool. I like.
There's a dog too, Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Ridgeback, yeah.
That's what I think of.
Maybe my mind is shit.
Those are sick.
We need a shock collar on that dog, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Dude, he's just in the background with a shock collar on. Yeah, I do. I love the dogs. That is my take on Rhodesia.
Yeah.
We started this off like talking about Hassan Piker shocking his dog. Like I hated that shit. Like
the least shocking thing that you.
That's a whippersnapper right there.
That was a good one. Yeah,
and like we were saying, it's so funny. He was doing it to be more relatable, ostensibly.
Oh, that makes me like they're just all satanic, figures of your imagination. They're all just they don't exist. And, all these people that are famous. I mean, in my opinion, not all of them.
Every time I like in real life, I interact with like one of the dirtbag type people that still they probably do listen to a guy like that. I'm like, if you don't clock that guy as insane within 1 or 2 episodes or streams, like I don't know what to tell you. Like it's just
he said America deserved 9/11 or something like that.
Yeah, like no matter your take on it, we didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like it's one of those things. Like, and also, dude, like he's one of those guys that I never really have ever watched anything he's ever done. You just see stills of his faces and people like freaking out about him, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably not something I like. And then after a lot of the Charlie Kirk stuff happened, people put his like a clip, just like compilations of him like calling for legit violence. I thought he just cried. Like I thought the whole time that was all he did was like cry. But
thought he was just bitch made.
Yeah, but he's always like, let the capitalist blood, cause all over the street, and shocking his dog with like a remote. Like I'm just like, dude. First off, it's like that it's like that Reddit tier of like violence guy that's really, really annoying. But also like, unfortunately, you do have to take it kind of seriously because like those people people on Reddit will snap. Like
the New York Times published his op-ed post Kirk.
And they're not in power. These guys are famously not in power. These guys like Zohran Mamdani goes on the View. Yeah. All of these guys, but no one will ever give them a platform. They're not in power. There's literally
a New York Times article called "Is Zohran Ready?" And it's like, oh, do you guys like know that if he's gonna be there or something? Like, does this news source potentially know that he might be the next mayor? Do they know that? Yeah. And it's like, they probably do fucking know that, and they subconsciously let it slip out in the title. That's it. Yeah, I hate that.
And that's far enough away from where I live to where I'm like, I just want to see. I want to see that. I want to watch that train wreck from afar. From my phone.
I feel bad. I feel bad for like people I know that live out there, but I'm just like, this is gonna be bad. Like. We had like a Chapo trap house guy in San Francisco. It wasn't like a cast member. I think he was literally a guest on their podcast once, and he ended up becoming DA. And it was a lot of people freaked out, right? It was like, oh my gosh, they're bringing communism to San Francisco, and it was just basically all that happened was just perpetual shoplifting And then everybody who was even leaning in that direction was like, "Yo, I am right wing now."
No, that's do you understand how hard it is to make SF vote like that in the next election?
Yeah,
Like
they're like, actually, it's illegal to steal from stores, and everyone's like, capitalism much? Like, I'm just like, all right, yeah, sure, yeah. It was. So I think that's what's gonna happen, and also with Zohran, the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is that capital flight is real, and you already see like Ron DeSantis, he's waiting on those companies. He's like, come on down to Florida. Like, like he's doing that because Zohran, the stuff Zohran wants, those companies have to pay for, the billionaires. And if that's why communism doesn't work on like that level where it's like, we're going to have this communist thing. I mean, and I know, but I don't want this, but you have to do it federally, like all at once, like for it to work. And you can't because it's going to create, everyone's just going to go, let's go to Florida. Look what happened with all the Amazon and like all those things that moved to like Texas, Tesla, all those companies that moved to Tesla after California wasn't a good place to operate anymore, especially during COVID and things like
the
that.
Entertainers,
the entertainers, everything. It's like people are just going to leave, and then New York, he's going to spend the whole time, because I think he is going to win. But he's going to spend the whole time crying to the governor about not just asking for money the entire time for the governor for his pet programs, being told no. And then when he gets ousted, he'll probably get ousted because crying. He's literally doing the Joker, like open the prisons kind of thing. Like when that happens and there's just no redeeming value to life, like people are going to get him whatever, something's removed or I don't know the term. Something's going to happen. And then they're going to say, damn it, the capitalist pigs didn't let Zohran cook. And that's just, we're back into square one, the hell loop, the lost highway hell loop, the videotape is in the guy's hand again. And we're like, we're done. Like, start it over again. We're not going to learn a thing.
I love the winning combo of, especially in this day and age, just like reading the room. Mm-hmm. A, emptying the prisons, and then B, making public transit way more accessible for everyone, even free.
So I can get away with you stealing from a store faster. I can take the subway. Oh my shit.
And C, we're gonna take away all video surveillance on the subways. We're just gonna end that program.
No, did he actually say that?
Yeah, no, he didn't. Yeah, that one's mine. That's my editorialization. But
maybe I think you should do that. Yeah,
but I mean, no, A and B are for sure his platforms of. It's which is interesting.
Yeah. One more thing for the viewers about that on this Zohran thing. The principle of Taqiyya in Islam is that you're allowed to lie about not being Muslim in order to save yourself. So this guy comes from a Muslim country, immigrates here, and in that religion, and he also wants to. All right, I'm done. That's the conspiracy theory. I don't know if I can mention that, dude. Oh man, but Taqiyya, guys, look into it, guys.
Taqiyya,
you sounds like a Mexican restaurant,
dude. Yeah, I'm ready. It's called lying. Yeah. I'm ready to go out and go there.
And it's justified the means, it's
you're allowed to do anything you need to get done to benefit Islam. Like Islam is the moral code. Therefore, if you're advancing the moral code, now a lot of people act that way about everything that they do. I don't think that's even unique to Islam. I think Islam is a way to conduct yourself, even if you don't believe in any of that stuff. Like a lot of people do. They're like, hey, I can lie about this because I'm doing it for the right reason. It's a white lie. You know what I mean? It's like that makes sense. And Michel Houellebecq wrote a great book called Submission, where that basically is kind of, if Zohran was smarter and better at playing the game, I think he would be more like the Ben Ab character in Submission. I don't think he is. I'm just staking my claim there. I don't think he is. I think he's going to crash and burn, and I think he's just a theater kid.
He's emotionally impulsive.
Exactly.
Like he has like the tics of like a theater kid who dates like some hot chick like the first couple years of high school, then breaks up with her, and then fucking is an emotional train wreck the rest of high school, who develops a substance abuse issue. That's who he really reminds me of.
Wow, Swish. I mean, the thing that's if I was scared of one thing about him, it'd for sure be more of the striver fakeness, like the fake smile and everything, like whatever the religion, all that stuff, you know, that's for sure, like whatever. But the fact that he's so clearly like not a real person, you know, and his background, and it's like, okay, you're, you know, like you're I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I just do not
in the
trust
film industry. Apparently,
I do not trust socialists with. I don't trust socialists with parents who have like a 9-figure net worth. Like that's just. I don't need to run that experiment. I don't need to hear. Their opinion on stuff. Like that's just not for me. You know. Like I don't care. I'm not even mad about the money part. I'm just like, this is so clearly like a thing, a psychological thing for you, where it's like I don't need to go on this ride with you. You know, where
it's like somebody getting a new haircut and you're just like, okay, you know, you're like it's like a phase, you know what I mean? Like girl changing her hair color and you're like, what's going on? You know, and it's like, this is for real.
Yeah, it's not a phase.
It's not a phase. Like it's like you know, you
shaved eyebrows from a hot girl for the rest of her life. You know?
Right. Like just
hot girls, New York. So you guys had some like really interesting guests on your show, you know, like Anna from Red Scare, Max Blumenthal, Whitney Webb. You know, what's one thing either of you have specifically learned from one of those guests that really you'll always remember that thing?
Yeah, it's funny. Not so much Whitney Webb in terms of
guest.
No, but those are like the big ones. Like those are like the big three ones that we've had. I mean, if you look at the high-ranking episodes, those are up there. People like found us through there and stuff. And it's funny, like we had Anna on, haters everywhere. People hate that woman. Like just with and to be honest, I don't
it was
get
funny.
it. No, I think she's down to clown and she's like smart. I think like I legitimately think she's smart. And then but then the like, you know, and Max has his haters, which he knows who his haters are. I mean, like the guy, I mean, you go up there doing what he does. He knows it. He expects it coming. He's like told us, he's like, you guys need more haters. He told us that. He's like, you guys need more haters, man. I was like, fuck, all right.
Yeah, buddy of mine shot a stand-up special for him. Like one time he did stand-up over at Right Brain. And he I've heard nothing but great things.
He's cool,
Max
man. He's super cool. I get why people would be like, yo, that's not for me. Like I get that, but he's really fun to talk to and stuff. And so, but what I mean is like I think the fact that we've talked to all those three people and had good conversations with them, I think is kind of like a selling point for our show. And for some people, they view that as like cop out or like pick something and you know, pick a lane or something. And I'm like, that's boring. I don't want to talk to the same different flavor of the same person all the time. Like it's not really that's not interesting to me. And I understand that's probably more profitable for the show to do that, to like carve a lane and do that. And you know, and you are this person and you do that. But to me, I like getting people on and trying to make them have an informal, fun conversation, especially if they're used to doing like capital M media. You know, I love to be like, hey man, just, you know, what do you think of this? Like, what do you think of that? You know, and just it's fun to do that, you know, and
you embrace the variety, you know.
Yeah, and people will latch on to us from that one episode. Like, let's say you're a Whitney Webb fan or something, and you'll be like, "Well, these guys seem cool because I like that interview." And then they'll hear the next episode we do, and they'll go, "These guys are retarded," you know. And then they'll leave, and I go, "That's fine. That was gonna happen anyways." Like, I'm glad you found it out right away. Yeah, Max's people all hate us now. Like, just
Max's fans. Well, there's a certain type of Max's fan that hates Max because he's not cool enough or based enough, which is insane because it's like I don't want to be in the position where like you're trying to impress someone beyond Max's level. You know, it's like you know what I mean. And, like I remember we were getting hate. I think I was the one that said it. I was like, yeah, I think, you know, he's not totally my like North Star or whatever, but I said this on the Max episode. I was like, I think Jimmy Dore's good. I like what Jimmy Dore puts out more often than not, you know.
Totally.
And people were like, "Oh my God, you idiots! You listen to Jimmy Dore?" And I'm like, "Max goes on Jimmy Dore like once a month. Like this, you're commenting on this."
They're like, "Yeah, I hate him." Yeah,
that's what my friend did was an opener for Jimmy Dore. Like he's tapped into Jimmy.
These guys are, Jimmy's cool, and it's like I get Jimmy. He's not like some like groundbreaking analysis guy or whatever, but it's like he got COVID right. That's boom. That's 80% of
He
the way
offers
there,
great
right
insight
there.
into topics from a very like accessible point of view, for sure.
And
Yeah.
and yeah, it's
And like,
different.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like, Anna's the same way. If you go at Red Scare's Patreon comments, all of them are calling Anna a Nazi the entire time. And I'm just like, and it's like, it's just like, okay. You know what I mean? I don't think she is. I don't think that's the case. I think for the most part, like, and people do this whole thing, like they'll be like, that's why I hate the term platforms. Like, you platformed this person, and I'm just like, no, I talked to them. Like, that to me is and that has been kind of a bipartisan thing where I've noticed, like, that is a true both sides thing where someone gets really mad that you talked and like had fun with somebody that they hate. And I don't know, like, doesn't there, I'm not saying you have to go seek that out. I just mean, for the most part, that's what life is, man. Like, you have to be, if you can't sit down for an hour and talk to somebody and find some sort of common ground, you got to work on that about yourself a little bit, right? Especially when somebody, look, there's plenty of people I can't do that with. I don't even try it. But for the most part, like, somebody like that, you do your, not research, but you listen to a few things they say. The best thing to do when you have those people on is to just hear them talk about something in passing, but they want to talk about it more, but it's not, their platform isn't exactly
like IQs of research.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, of course. No, with Anna, we talked about R. Kelly. She always brings up R. Kelly on Red Scare, and I was like, hey, do you want to come on our show and talk about R. Kelly? And she's like, yeah. So it was
only
like
R. Kelly. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, I mean, like I was just like,
I love when she talked about her what music taste she had as a kid. I really like that part of the episode. I really like her, and I'm not like the biggest fan of them. I don't like listen to them like that, but that was a good one. And then Whitney Webb. I mean, if you don't like Whitney Webb, you're a fucking retard. Like, she's literally the most like non-biased ever. Like she
is, but she's a little scary.
She's subversive, and she like, with her bias, like sometimes she talks about like she goes after what's relevant, and what's relevant sometimes is like not like constructive. People don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear some shit sometimes, like about
I think there's a good place in the ecosystem for her. I think sometimes a critique would be she devolves into like it's a competition thing where it's like who's the most
arguing with Martyr Made or something.
And it's it's just, I kind of like, I don't know. And I get, sometimes you do got to throw down. I get that, where you have a claim, and whether, I feel this way on a lot of topics where you're like, no, that guy is stupid on that issue, and I know more than them or whatever. So I get that. But sometimes it can be maybe a little exhausting where I'm just like, all right, we're like 8 layers deep into this crazy conspiracy, and like I need a surface for air, like a seal in the Arctic or something. I need to go through like a little
my problem with not necessarily her, but everybody that's on that ultra parapolitical like connection and mapping, like every
on X every day.
Like the people that do that, what bothers me is the narcissism of small differences, and you see that amongst there all the time. And what I mean by that is the like, okay, let's say like you agree on 98% of Jeffrey Epstein or whatever, any sort of like big thing, and then you're like, and then this guy who worked for Les Wexner, I don't like, and then they're like, he didn't work for Les Wexner, you're a fucking fed, dude. Like, and then you're just like, dude, so now like you become this kind of like anarchist within your own field when you're like, okay, if the plan is to do a mass awakening for everyone to believe in that stuff, you've already like alienated somebody who like would agree with you 98% of the time. And then it becomes, I go, what is this really about sometimes? Like, because I do agree, there's a lot of stuff where you're like, yeah, that's probably true. There's a lot of what am I supposed to do with that information? But also, like, there's a lot of that, okay, like, you cannot argue every nut and bolt of the research. Like, there has to be something where you just go, okay, that's fine, that's not that important. Like, everything seems to be like every little nook and cranny of like your thing, like somebody else might have a different take on like one little part of it that doesn't pull out the bottom of the Jenga pile, in my opinion. And a lot of people act like it does.
Yeah, like I think what happens with a lot of these like topics and like journalist type of people that are like quote unquote independent journalists, they bring their, not all the time, but a lot of them are like known for certain topics, and they become the one person that covers that one topic. And I think what people should do is look into all the different sources on that topic instead of just like the one person that covers it a lot. Like each person has their own thing, you know, and in terms of like that space where you're covering conspiracy, and it's really important that people. That's why I like Nick Bryant so much. It's because
cool.
he switches every 5 years. Like, okay, now I'm gonna talk about Richard Nixon.
Nixon, I love his Nixon stuff.
Yeah, so but also like even with that, like I've heard people talk about like the Franklin scandal book. I've actually read that book, and they said like it's also worth checking out the book that came out in the 90s as well. So like, you know, I think when everybody when people take these deep dives when they're taking a shit going into this stuff, maybe add another different book on your list on something like that as well. But,
what I love about Nick Bryant personally too, and this is to me is when I can tell somebody's very comfortable with what they do and very has a very solid foundation under them, is he can go on like Matt and Shane's secret podcast and laugh with them about like jokes, make jokes about the research, about the research to where it's like, don't make that joke. This is serious research. Like the people that
you
do
tell
that,
you once too, like on the episode.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
like,
it's like at the end of the day, business wise, you're gonna sell some damn books when you go on that show. So have some fun. The best thing you can do is go on that show and seem like a sentient human being that like can laugh and have a beer with. You know, it's a bro show. I mean, that's what they do, and I say that with love. It's not a pejorative. Like I love those guys, but if I was
in war
going
mode too, like he went on war mode. I love war mode,
and you can be a little more serious on war mode because those guys want to get in the trenches on that conspiracy. But like with Matt and Shane, it's like you're gonna need to like be able to laugh at a thing that you spent a long time researching. You're
talking about they would blackmail me because I love pussy or something like that. Like
exactly. Like exactly. You need to be able to do that. And that's my biggest problem. And I can always tell, even if we're good with like on like good ground with some people, I can always tell it's gonna fall apart at some point when people can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like in interviewers, because like if you can't talk about certain shit, it's like, what's the point, you know? Like I've had people kind of be like, yo, like you're gonna ask me this, and I'm like, you're gonna go fuck yourself. Like I'm not having you on my show.
It's not
like,
happening. We're not doing questions.
Like nah, bro. Like
we had somebody, and I don't remember who it was, but and I don't think it ended up happening, but they were like, send me the questions, and I was like, no. Like either you're coming on or you're not, you know. Like I'm not gonna sacrifice the entire vibe of our show because it will come out in the long run. Like it will come out. Like the listeners don't care. Like they'll be like, that sucked. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you could tell it was something different than what people listen to. And I've had that happen. And like, oh yeah, there was this girl once that I hit up because she wrote like a cool article. That's on me, by the way. You never do that. But I was just like, she wrote this article. It was kind of, I think it was, I can't remember what it was about. It was like some sort of like Me Too thing. Like, and I was like, hey, do you want to come on our show tonight and talk about your article? She goes, and she just said, tell me about your podcast. I was like, no. like you can click a link and find out if you're that like no, I'm not gonna tell you, oh, here's my mission statement. Like no, I'm not gonna do that. Like either the answer is yes or no. like are you coming on or not? Like it's just ridiculous.
What's been going on in the future for you guys' productions in terms of like shows, you know, anything else on your website? What could you tell us about that before we wrap up?
Yeah, we're both in pretty different, like we both have a lot of stuff happening, so it's really busy time in our life, like outside of this. But I think it's just really nice, like once a week to hop on. Like people like us most when it's just me and him talking. Like, and I know that's the case. It reflects itself in the metrics. I have the most fun when that happens too, and so that's to me that's a sweet spot. So I'm like, I definitely want to do a lot more of that. I'm big into books, so I like reading. So I'm always gonna cover that. I don't know, like I just, for me it's like, who knows if this ever becomes like a massive thing, but it's fun. So if it just stays fun, I'm just gonna keep doing it. I don't know.
I heard you're writing a book on Maryism as well.
Maryism,
developing a new philosophy on Mary.
Carl Mary. I didn't even feel the need to bring that up. That's just a guarantee. That's just given. Yeah.
And what about you?
Yeah, that's our net. Well, I really want to start writing and publishing more on the Substack. And just make it more of like a legit weekly thing. Here's on Monday we drop this, and here's 3 things. Here's a little piece. Here's a little piece. Here's a little audio clip. Whatever. just because I just want to throw more paint at the wall in that direction, and we've and make it more of like a publishing thing, like a media thing, and B, that would probably work out very well financially for us because we already have a solid base on there, and that's how most people give us most of our money, which isn't a huge amount right now, but it's not,
it's $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Only $1 million a month.
Yeah. I mean, it's chump change, right? Yeah.
But I mean, if we could, if we could really, you see some of these Substack numbers, and well, I mean, the top Substack author just sold for $100 million and is head of CBS News now. So I mean. And I mean that's all fake too, But like still, it's like damn, I could.
That's true. Yeah. I don't think we'll get that same offer.
No,
I don't
think
know.
So.
You have to sacrifice your cat or something.
I don't know.
Never.
I don't.
Which you would never do.
There's definitely ceremonies we'd have to do. I don't know though. I don't think.
We'll one up the cornhole. Anyways, thank you for coming up on the show.
Of course,
I
anytime.
look forward to seeing you have to become gay Satanist to be famous. I mean, just thank you for coming on the show. Dude, this was great. I love your show. And I hopefully I can have you back on again.
Anytime, dude. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks. That was fun.
People can find you on Instagram at what's your username?
Just Rare Candy Pod. Our website's rcnow.org. That has everything. So like you just go to rcnow.org. It's like a really cool old school site side design. But yeah, if this is more of an Instagram, if that's your bigger platform, Rare Candy Pod, it's on there. You'll see our faces all over it and shit. So it's on there. So
alrighty. Like, comment, share, subscribe, everybody, and go fuck with Rare Candy. Peace.